Now coming to GS2, General Studies 2, that is paper 3. What the syllabus says, what all constitute GS2, General Studies 2, that is main part is constitution, polity. Then we have social justice, governance and international relations. Okay, so in GS2 the maximum weightage is given to polity and Constitution of India. Okay, so the syllabus says that, okay, Indian Constitution, historical, regarding Indian Constitution, historical underpinnings, evolution, features, amendments, significant provisions and basic structure. Okay, so when you try to study these topics, okay, I told you again and again, I'm telling you, what if you are studying about basic structure, just see the questions asked from basic structure from the year 2013 to 2025. Then check the material you are having, whether you have the sufficient content, then you write it. Like that you cover all the topics from GS2, like regarding the functions and responsibilities of the union, that is union government, then state, then issues and challenges related to federal structure, then devolution of powers and finances up to local levels and the challenges related with it. Local level means local self-government, this panchayat and municipalities. Then separation of powers between various organs, that is 3 organs of the government, executive, legislature and judiciary. Dispute redressal mechanism and institutions. Okay, so be very clear what all constitute, what is a part of your syllabus. Okay, now this is a favorite area. Okay, you have seen that. Okay, when I'll discuss how to prepare polity from your mains point of view, you can see that now questions are coming regularly from this particular topic, that is comparison of the Indian constitutional scheme with other countries, comparing India with a particular feature of India with the USA, like that. Okay, major countries like that. Okay, so that's a favorite part. Now then parliament, this is very important. Okay, parliament and state legislature. Okay, regarding parliament and state legislature, the structure, functioning, conduct of business, power and privileges, issues arising out of this. Okay, if you look into the polity prelims point of view, every year questions come from parliament and state legislature. It's a favorite area. So when you study parliament and state legislature, compare the mains question and prelims question and then you prepare accordingly. Okay, so like in paper 1 geography, in paper 2 polity or the constitution of India, polity and the constitution of India is very important from your mains point of view as well as from the prelims point of view. Similarly, around 15 plus questions will come from polity and constitution of India in prelims. Okay, so give very important, make sure that you are very thoroughly you prepare this particular subject. Okay, regarding polity. Okay, now regarding the executive and judiciary, their structure, organization and functioning, then a topic which UPSC have not asked question regularly, but it is there in the syllabus regarding the ministries, different ministries and departments of the government. Like they can ask question regarding the functions of finance ministry, like that. Separately ministries and department can be asked. Okay, then pressure groups. Okay, pressure groups is there. So this is a topic, this is directly mentioned in your syllabus. Okay, questions have been asked from pressure groups. It's there coming under this Indian polity section. And the formal and informal association, and their role. So pressure groups, formal, informal association and their role in the Indian polity. Okay, then this is another favorite area of UPSC. Salient features of the representation of the people act. There are 2 acts are there, we will discuss, but keep this in mind, these are the topics coming from it's related to polity and constitution. Then regarding constitutional bodies, okay, constitutional bodies like election commission, finance commission, attorney general, etc. Okay, their appointment, it is explicitly mentioned in your syllabus, appointment to various constitutional posts, then powers, function and responsibilities of constitutional body, then statutory body, regulatory body, quasi-judicial body. Questions have been asked from all these sections. Okay, so you have to look into, first you should know what is a statutory, what do you mean by statutory body, definition, or what is a regulatory body, or what is a quasi-judicial body, or what is a constitutional body, which all important constitutional bodies are there, statutory bodies are there, regulatory bodies are there, quasi-judicial bodies are there. You study accordingly and then see the previous year question and try to answer it, okay? Prepare from the prelims and mains point of view, okay? Now if you see the questions, okay, on an average from this particular part of the syllabus, from the Indian polity part, normally it is 100 plus, okay? In the year 2025, 125 marks, that is half of the syllabus, means half of the marks. Out of 250, 125 is coming from this particular section. In 2024, 110 marks. In 2023, 120 marks. So this is the, so on an average you will get 110 to 125 marks from this particular section. So it's a very, very, very important section, okay? So normally the pattern is the first 5 questions, 10 mark questions are coming from in 25, 24 and 23 are from this particular syllabus, part of the syllabus are from Indian polity, and that is 5 10 mark question will be there. Sometimes in 2023 there were 6 5 mark, so 10 mark questions were there, then rest are 15 mark questions, okay? So it can be like this, there will be a 5 10 mark question, or 4 15 mark question, or 5 10 mark, or 5 15 mark, etc. So in the case of 2013 there were 6 10 mark and 4 15 mark questions. These are the question numbers, okay? So I told you again and again, in GS1, in GS2 and in GS3 there are 20 questions are there. First 10 questions are a 10 mark question, and the next 10 mark, 11 to 20 are 50 mark question, okay? Now another important topic from GS2 is social justice, okay? Social justice, see, when you study social justice, make sure that like Indian society, the what else you study in social justice can be used in your, the content can be used in your essay, as well as social justice part is very important for your essay as well as ethics paper. Okay, so this you keep in mind. There are some topics which you have to use it in ethics, GS4 paper, okay? So social justice have to be studied from taking into consideration. For example, this part, okay, welfare schemes of vulnerable sections. Who are the vulnerable sections of the current Indian society? That is mainly they are women, old age people, okay, disabled people, or then other weaker sections, okay? So you can see it, children, okay, there have been questions in 2025 regarding the bodies associated with the, see, they see the terms and mechanism, every keyword is very important, okay? So see, the welfare schemes, not only at the central level, mainly questions are asked from the central level, but prominent state level welfare schemes are also very important. Their performance and mechanism, this is very important. Laws, institutions, bodies constituted for the protection and betterment of these vulnerable societies. Means what all laws are there to protect women? What all institutions are there? For example, National Commission for Women is an institution or body set up to protect the woman. Like that for children it's there, okay? So this is very, very important. So this can be used, this part of the content can be used in your ethics paper also. So when we'll see the ethics case studies, you will understand it, okay? Now the government policies and government interventions, this also can be used in your essay as well as in ethics, depending upon the question, okay? The government policies and interventions for development, okay, in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. So all the government policies and interventions, government related development is very important. Then development process and development industry, there they are mentioning NGOs, civil society organization, self-help groups, or other various groups and association, donors, charities. There have been questions related with trust also, so it comes under here. Institutional and other stakeholders, development process and development industry will come under this. Then issues relating to, so issues relating to development and management of social sector or social services. See, health, education, human resources, keyword. All the health related schemes, education related scheme, or any news related with health, education and human resources is part of the syllabus and it's very important. It is explicitly mentioned in the syllabus. Okay, and finally issues relating to poverty and hunger. So regarding poverty, poverty is there in your Indian society syllabus also. So poverty is very important. Okay, so that you keep in mind regarding poverty. Now, so if you look into the marks part, okay, social justice on an average in the year 2025, 65 marks has been asked. In the year 2024, 50 marks, and 2023, 70 marks have been asked. So these are the question numbers. You just check it. Okay, so this is social justice is very important. Again, I'm repeating again, be thorough with the syllabus, each and every term. Okay, see the question being asked from, for example, from education, what all question have been asked, from health, what all question have been asked, regarding poverty, what question have been asked, regarding vulnerable section, what question have been asked, okay, regarding the development process and the development industry, like the specifically self-help groups, NGO, etc., what question have been asked. Okay, and whether you have a good content, the material you are having, study material you are having is sufficient. If not, prepare accordingly. Okay, and then try to answer it. Okay, so social justice is also very important from a multi-perspective point of view. You can be used in your essay paper as well as in your ethics paper. Then governance part. Okay, this is also very important. It is also there, the governance part is there in your ethics paper also. So study that. When you study this part of the syllabus, do it means you prepare it along with GS4 ethics paper, because governance and most of the topic mentioned here is there in the GS4 syllabus as well. So you can comparatively study. Okay, so what do you mean by governance? What is good governance? Okay, important aspects of governance, the transparency and accountability. What do you mean by transparency? What do you mean by accountability? Okay, then e-governance. E-governance is a favorite topic which is coming in the GS2 paper. Okay, then citizen charter. What is a citizen charter and related measures? Civil services, role of civil services in a democracy. So role of civil services in a democracy. Okay, so it is there when it is put under the governance syllabus. Okay, so civil services, when you study polity, you need to study what is the role of civil services as a permanent executive. Once you become as a civil servant, what all things it's there, and especially in the democracy, what civil service role play. Okay, so normally there will be one question, but there are some exceptional years like 2024 where there will be 3 questions. Okay, question like one 10-mark question and two 15-mark question are there. Okay, so again, be very clear. Governance, don't neglect any part of the syllabus. Don't neglect any part of the syllabus. Again, from governance, look into the questions, and this governance, you can use it not only in ethics paper, this governance angle, the content, you can use it in your essay also. Okay, this is very, very, very important when you study a particular topic. Okay, you see that how this particular topic can be used in that particular paper. Okay, in the case here in GS2, you see that whether this content can be used in your essay, whether it can be used in other GS papers, whether it can be used in your optional paper. Like that you have to analyze when you study from the mains perspective. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, governance. And the final part of general studies to international relations. Consistently 4 questions are being asked from the international relations syllabus. Question number 9 and 10, that is 2 10-marker, and question number 19 and 20, last 2 questions, 15-mark questions. So 2 10-mark question and 2 15-mark question are being consistently asked. So 50 marks is being if you study international relation, you can attempt 4 questions and you can attempt for 50 marks. Okay, now what is there in the international relations syllabus? Okay, India and its neighborhood. India's neighborhood, like India-China relation, India-Pakistan relation, India-Bhutan relation, like that. Okay, you need to be very clear. You need to know the history of these relations and the current context. Okay, and mostly current affair related questions are being asked from international relation. Okay, so now again international relation is there in your prelims also. So when you study international, if you see the last few years, minimum 7 to 8 questions are being asked from international relation in prelims. So see, when you study international relation for prelims, you study from the mains perspective. If you study this mains part of the syllabus and see the mains questions and see the prelims question, and if you are good with the current affair part, so when you study current affair, study from both from the prelims and mains point of view. Okay, that's the reason why when I said that in the prelims strategy video, how to qualify prelims, in that video I told you one way to qualify, one of the major factor to qualify prelims is to study first from the mains perspective and then you go to the prelims perspective. Okay, so like that, international relations, the topics which we have covered till now, okay, international relations, Indian polity, geography, Indian culture, modern history, if you study these subjects from the mains point of view and then you see from the prelims part, or if you can, there are some part you have to do it together, then the chances of you getting good marks in prelims are very high. So you do that. Okay, so neighborhood relation, then bilateral relation. Here bilateral means other than neighborhood relation. For example, India USA, India Japan, regional grouping like SAARC, etc., global groupings, agreements, important agreements involving India or affecting India's interest. See what all things you have to cover. Okay, then effects of policies and politics of developed and developing countries on India's interest, and then Indian diaspora. Okay, see, Indian diaspora is explicitly mentioned in the syllabus. Okay, then important international institutions like UN, all the major institutions under UN, it will come, UN Security Council, UNESCO, like that. Okay, the important international institutions, WTO will come under it, IMF, World Bank, you need to study. That is important international institutions, agencies and fora, their structure and mandate. So this is the international relations syllabus. Go through all the questions from 2013 to 2025, you will get an idea, and basically these questions, that is these 4 questions in mains as well as 7 or 8 questions in prelims, are mainly asked from the current affair perspective. Okay, so you be very good in international relations, have a first base material and update this international relation material from the current perspective. See the pattern of question being asked in prelims as well as mains. Okay, now I will tell you how you have to study. This is one example to show you. Okay, see, this is a topic, Indian diaspora is coming under the syllabus, international relations syllabus. Okay, as of now 3 questions have been asked from Indian diaspora. Okay, what are the questions? It was asked in the year 2023, it was asked in the year 2020, it was asked in the year 2017. So after a gap of 2 years, UPSC is asking question from Indian diaspora. So if you go by this trend, 17, 20, 23, 26, in 2026, there is a possibility that UPSC can ask a question from Indian diaspora. Okay, so the advantage you can see there's a similarity is there in the question. Okay, for example, in the case of Indian diaspora, okay, see the question asked in 2023, Indian diaspora has scaled new heights in the West. Describe its economic and political benefits for India. It's a 10-mark question, 150 words. Okay, when you prepare for your mains, for every important topic explicitly mentioned in the syllabus, you need to have 1 or 2 good introduction. You have to write it and keep good introduction, good conclusion, because a good introduction and good conclusion, for example, when I say 2, if it is a 10-mark question, what you will write for Indian diaspora introduction? What you will write for 15-mark question? Similarly, for a 15-mark question, how will you conclude? And based on the question, now you have to just tweak it. Some important keywords, some important key points or core points you can add. So like this, you have to prepare important for every important topic, even in your optional also. For each topic which is mentioned in your syllabus, you have to ready-made introduction and conclusion has to be there. Now here, the question is, when you write these type of answers, okay, now the body part, when it comes to the, after describing the importance of Indian diaspora and its role in the Western countries, then two subheadings will come. Economic benefits for India. Explain what are the economic benefits. Political benefits. So this, and then a conclusion. Similarly, that is in question asked in 2023. Now when it comes to 2020, how they asked, Indian diaspora has a decisive role to play in the politics and economy of American and European countries. Okay, so there, now in 2020, the question is again from the Indian diaspora in the Western countries, especially American and European countries. Now they are not asking how they benefit India. Now they are, this in 2020 they asked how Indian diaspora play an important role in American politics and as well as and in the economy of American and European countries. So the topic is saying Indian diaspora in Western countries, the role. One question was how they contribute to the Western countries. The other question was how they benefit India. Okay, so that is how they have asked question, and similar type of question was asked from Indian diaspora in relation to earlier in these two questions it was from the Western point of view. Now in 2017 the question was in relation to Southeast Asian countries. What the Indian diaspora has played an important role in Southeast Asian countries economy and society. Appraise the role of Indian diaspora in Southeast Asia in this context. Now, as a smart student, after seeing these questions, okay, one thing you can say that, okay, if a question comes in 2026 or in 27, what type of question it will be? Okay, whether it can be the role of Indian diaspora in West Asia or in other regions like where Indian diaspora is there. So you have to prepare accordingly. You have to see that, so you have to prepare content accordingly, and if there is any news related with Indian diaspora, please keep a watch on it and update your material. So once you know this Indian diaspora is explicitly mentioned in your syllabus, and these are the type of question being asked. Now any question means any news related with Indian diaspora, you need to prepare. So this is how you need to prepare, by knowing the syllabus, by knowing the questions, by answering the questions, and also having a feeling that in future if a question comes, what all questions can come and how I have to prepare. Okay, so be very clear regarding this is regarding India, General Studies 2. Now coming to General Studies 3, that is paper 4. The syllabus says that the major subjects covered are technology, economic development, biodiversity, environment, security and disaster management. All are mainly from the Indian perspective. Okay. Now in General Studies 3, the major most important subject is Indian economy or economic development of India. Okay, so it is explicitly mentioned in the syllabus, Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization of resources. What do you mean by mobilization of resources? How different types of resources are mobilized in relation to Indian economy. The growth means how the economic growth or GDP growth, development and employment. See, employment is explicitly, so anything regarding employment or labor is there in your syllabus. Then it's a favorite area. Inclusive growth is a favorite area of UPSC questions are regularly asked. What do you mean by inclusive growth? What are the benefits, challenges, etc. Government budgeting. Then major cropping pattern, different types of irrigation systems, storage, transport and marketing of agricultural produce, issues and other related constraints. E-technology in the aid of farmers, it's there. So they are basically agriculture related topic. Then issues related to direct and indirect farm subsidies, minimum support prices, public distribution system, issues of buffer stocks, food security, technology mission, economics of animal rearing. Again, this is also agriculture related topic. Food processing industries, their scope, significance, location, upstream and downstream requirement in relation to food processing industries, supply chain management. All these are very, 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 very important, okay? And land reforms in India, it is there in your syllabus. So these sections are basically related with agriculture, okay? So that's a favorite area. Questions are being asked regularly directly from the question, and if there is any current affair regarding these topics, prepare from the mains and prelims point of view. Again, Indian economy is a important area, not only for mains, it is a favorite area in prelims where there are more than 15 questions being asked, okay? So geography, Indian polity, Indian economy are the, from here maximum number of prelims questions are coming, okay? So if you make sure these three subjects, if you are preparing from the mains and the prelims point of view, you can score well in mains as well as in prelims, okay? Then effect of liberalization on the Indian economy, then regarding industry, changes in industrial policy and their effects on industrial growth, including the earlier policies and the current industrial policies, infrastructure, see energy, and everything related with energy is coming under this particular part of the syllabus, energy, okay, ports, roads, airports, railways, etc. And finally the investment models, okay? So these are questions are being asked from the prelims and the mains. What are the different investment model? The most common investment model, UPSC asked this from the public-private partnership model in relation to infrastructure, okay? So you just see the questions, you will understand what all things you have to study. Again, regarding the marks distribution in relation to Indian economy in General Studies 3, on an average 100 marks is minimum you will get, but in the year 2025 110 marks have been asked from this particular part of the syllabus from Indian economy, okay? So there again there is a common pattern is there. The first 4 questions are from Indian economy from this particular part of the syllabus, okay? So normally 4 or 5 10 mark question will be there, and 4 15 mark questions will be there. So look into the questions from the year 2013 to 25, you will have an idea, and see that, again I'm telling, see that which all topics you know, okay, which all topics you have to prepare. Knowing it and preparing it will give you a big edge both in prelims as well as mains. Now coming to the next part of General Studies 3, Science and Technology. Again, Science and Technology is important in your mains. It is mentioned, explicitly mentioned in your main syllabus as well as in prelims. Around 10 or more questions are coming from Science and Technology regularly. From where? From which all topics? Mainly from space, IT, computers, nanotechnology and other related current of biotechnology. So all these topics are important from the mains and prelims point of view. They are asking a question, even though Science and Technology is not directly mentioned in your prelims syllabus, from this topic and the current affair, so mostly current affair topics are being asked in prelims, even in mains also, but it's connected with your main syllabus. So Science and Technology study from the mains and prelims point of view. Definitely you will get more than, see, if you study these core subjects like Indian economy, Indian polity, then geography, this Science and Technology, IR, history, modern history, art and culture, then environment, which is again there in the main syllabus, okay? If these 7 subjects, if you are studying from the mains and prelims point of view, if you have gone through the mains questions and prelims question and answered, prepared accordingly, then you qualifying prelims is very higher, okay? So please do that, okay? So what is there in the main syllabus? Science and Technology, developments and application and effects in everyday life. Then achievements of Indians in Science and Technology, that is very important. Indigenization of technology is very important, and developing new technology, and also an important topic, intellectual issues related to intellectual property rights, IPR. What is an IPR? Intellectual property rights, different types of IPR. Questions are asked both from the mains and prelims point of view, okay? So Science and Technology part, even though from the mains, okay, minimum 25 marks, that is 110 mark or 15 mark, or there can be 20, sometimes questions, 35 marks also I was asked. In 2023 there were 4 questions, 2 10-mark and 2 15-mark. So science technology is very important. So be thorough with the syllabus. Read all the important current affair from the what is mentioned in your main syllabus. See the mains question as well as prelims question. Definitely you will have an edge in both prelims and mains. Okay. Then the other part of GS3, biodiversity and environment. Again, biodiversity and environment, if you look into the normally minimum there will be 2 questions, but in the year 2025 there have been around 4 questions, 3 15-mark question and 1 10-mark question. Even though the syllabus says that what conservation related with biodiversity. So what is biodiversity? What is environment? What is the relation? Okay, what are the conservation efforts? Okay, environmental pollution, degradation, environmental impact assessment. Okay, so while studying environmental impact assessment, this can be used in your GS4 as well. You can use it in your essay. There is a related concept in Indian society, what is called as social impact assessment. Okay, so like that there are different types of, even there have been news regarding the judicial impact assessment. So there are many connected topics are there, so you study like that. Okay. Now so 2024 there were only 2 10-mark questions. In 2023 there were 3 questions, 1 10-mark and 2 15-mark question. So be thorough with the syllabus. Again, environment, even though this is the syllabus of environment, from the prelims point of view, again around 12 to 15 questions are coming from environment. Okay, so study geography and environment in a connected manner from the mains as well as prelims point of view. Okay, so geography and environment is a very major role, play a major role in prelims as well. So you have to prepare accordingly. Okay, now disaster management. So in the syllabus in GS3 another topic is there, what is called as disasters and disaster management is there. Minimum 1 question is being asked, but sometimes there will be 3 questions also, like in the year 2024 3 15-mark questions have been asked from disaster management. So what are the different types of disasters? What do you mean by disaster management? What are the different mechanisms associated with disaster management cycle? Everything is important. You see the question, you will have an idea of how deep you have to study this particular topic. Then finally comes security of India. Like international relations in GS2, security of India is consistently, there are 4 questions being asked and they have a same pattern. Question number 9, 10, that is 2 10-mark question, and question number 19 and 20, 2 15-mark question are from this particular part of the syllabus regarding security of India. So what is mentioned in your syllabus? That is, so 50 marks are coming from consistently from security of India. So when you study security of India, this regarding security related question are being asked in the ethics case studies also. You have to study like that, and there is an interconnection in relation to international relations, especially when you study India and neighborhood relation. The problems associated with border or border management is there in this part of the syllabus. So when you study India neighborhood relation, keep this part of the syllabus. Okay, security challenges and management in border areas, you have to connect and study. So when you study international relation, India and its neighborhood relation, see this part of that question will be asked in GS3 under security of India, security challenges and their management in border areas. Okay, now what are the other topics? Linkages between development and spread of extremism, that is left-wing extremism like Naxalism. Then what is the role of external state and non-state actors in creating challenges to internal security? So what are the non-state actors playing, creating challenges to internal security? Then challenges to internal security through communication network. Now in the current digital era, this is a big challenge. Okay, challenges affecting the India's communication network. Then the role of social media, media and social networking sites in creating internal security problems. Then basics of cyber security. Cyber security is very important. Money laundering and its prevention. Then finally, various security forces and agencies and their mandate in relation to security of India. So see, how question are being asked, you're sure that, okay, from Security of India, 4 questions are coming. What all questions are coming? How much you know from this particular part of the syllabus? So this is basically an explicitly mains related syllabus, okay? But then there are some border management related, you can say that maybe that related question can come under international relation prelims. But other than that, maybe cyber security can come in prelims. But normally it's a like Indian society or social justice part, this is post-independence part, they are basically mains related subject or syllabus. Okay, now you need to know the, once you know the weightage, 50 marks consistently coming, you have to prepare. You have to prepare thoroughly. Okay, so these are the topics coming under the general studies 3, that is Indian economy, science and technology, biodiversity, environment, disasters and disaster management, and finally security of India. So in GS3 is also you have to set a target. Okay, so normally if you see the marks of toppers, they are scoring less in general studies 3 because of the vastness of the topic, because of the not having a proper content, or most of the questions are from the current related point of view. Okay, so but if you study thoroughly the syllabus by seeing the previous year questions, by seeing the current means all the current related issues related with the syllabus, you can score well in GS3 also. Okay, so start preparing now in relation to score well in general studies 3 also. Okay, so these are the things you need to keep in mind in relation to GS 1, 2 and 3. If you want cover the syllabus of GS 1, 2, 3 and finally comes the you have to parallelly prepare for general studies 4 or ethics paper 5 GS 4. The syllabus says the GS4 as ethics, integrity and aptitude. What the syllabus says, this paper, this ethics paper will include questions to test the candidate's attitude and approach to issues related to integrity. What do you mean by integrity? Probity in public life and his problem solving approach. Very, very important. What is your problem solved means how means the UPSC is going to test your attitude, your integrity, your probity in public life, as well as your problem solving approach through mainly through to various issues and conflicts faced by him, that is you, in or her, in dealing with society. So the question may utilize the case study approach to determine this aspect. Case studies are very, very, very important. You need to practice, you need to see the questions and you need to write, get it evaluated, find out your weaknesses and keep on doing it. Okay, now this is a comparatively high scoring paper. I like essay, I will suggest you, if you prepare thoroughly from now onwards, you can score somewhere around 140 marks, which is not easy in GS1, GS2 and GS3. Comparatively, syllabus of GS4 is less and there's a pattern is there. Okay, it is like this. Okay, how the question are being asked. Okay, there are 13 10-mark questions are there. The 13 10-mark questions are asked from section A and there will be 6 case studies. 20 marks questions are there. Now if you try to solve, if you study the entire syllabus, the basic meaning, and also try to solve all the previous year questions from the year 2013 to 2025, and also attempting all the 6 case studies from these 13 years, and after getting properly evaluated, once you know what you need to write in a particular case study or in a particular 10-mark question, continuously do it in a continuous manner, you can. There are many toppers have scored this level. near to 135, 140, etc. So set this as a goal. What? To get 140 marks in your ethics as well as 140 marks in your essay should be your one of the primary goal in your preparation. So how you're going to get 850 plus marks? One is to get 140 marks in nearly to 140 marks in ethics as well as essay. How you can do that? Be thorough with the syllabus, understand the meaning of each and every term mentioned in the syllabus, see all the previous year question, answer it, solve all the case studies, answer it, get the feedback, keep on improving your answers. And see, case studies have a common trend, a common pattern. If you have solved the case studies, I told you 120 marks is there, 6 into 20 is 120. So 120 marks are coming from case studies, 6 case studies. You can score well, very well in case studies, and it's following a similar pattern around. So if you solve around, I told you 13 years, 13 into 6, currently this much of case studies is available, PYQs, 13 years, 6 questions. So if you try to solve this 78 questions in a proper manner on a theme basis. So if there is any case studies related with vulnerable sections of the society, sort out all those questions, prepare it, answer it. Then questions associated with security of India, case studies related with questions associated with disaster management, all the contents you have got it from GS 1, 2, 3, but you have to show your these skills, problem solving skills, your integrity in public life when you deal with it. All these things, knowingly or unknowingly, you will write it. So you need to understand how you need to write these type of questions. So ethics is scoring provided you consistently invest on it. Through how? By seeing the questions and answering it and getting it properly evaluated. Okay, so this is the type of question being asked from. I will show you one case study. Okay, now what is there in the syllabus? Ethics and human interface. Essence, determinants and consequence of ethics in human action, different dimensions of ethics, ethics in private and public relation, human values, lessons from the lives and teachings of great leaders, reformers and administrators. So when you study history, you can reformers and great leaders, you can connect it to this particular part of the syllabus. Okay, then the role of family, society and educational institution in inculcating values in you. Okay, so that is there in your syllabus. What is attitude? Okay, the content, structure, function, its influence and relation with your thought and behavior, moral and political attitudes, social influence, persuasion. So these are the things mentioned in your syllabus. Prepare it thoroughly. Then aptitude. What do you mean by aptitude? And foundational values for civil services, integrity, impartiality, non-partisanship. So there are so many keywords are there. Understand the relevant meaning, the concept. Okay, objectivity, dedication to public service, empathy, tolerance, compassion towards the weaker sections. Okay, so in that general studies too, in social justice, I told you the vulnerable sections or weaker sections is there in your ethics paper as well. So there have been case studies related with this weaker sections. So what all things you study under in GS2 can be used here. The important laws, institutions they are which have been set up to protect these weaker sections becomes handy in GS4. Okay, so normally this is a trend. There will be in the recent years there are 13 questions are there, 10 marks each. The question number are from question number 1 to 6. Question number 1 to 6 means there will be like this. Okay, question number 1 has part A, 1A and 1B. So 1A 10 mark, 1B 10 mark, then 2A and 2B, 2 questions. Then third question will have 3 parts, A, B and C. We will discuss regarding how to answer these questions. Fourth question, fifth question, sixth question is having A and B. So in that way, 6 questions, question number 1 to 6 will have 13 questions each carrying 10 marks each. We will discuss in the coming days regarding how to approach and how to get 140 plus marks in this particular paper. Today, my aim is to give you an idea what is there in the syllabus, how questions are being asked, and how you need to approach this mains paper. Then remaining syllabus, emotional intelligence. What do you mean by emotional intelligence? Concept, utilities, application in administration and governance. Contribution of moral thinkers and philosophers from India and the world. It's there in your syllabus, okay? So normally from this section only, that third question, they will give you some quotes of these moral thinkers and philosophers and ask you what does it mean in the present context. You just look into the question. Third question are coming from this 10 mark question. Okay, then what do you mean by public or civil service values and values? Then ethics in public administration, status and problems, ethical concerns, ethical dilemmas in government and private institutions, laws, rules, regulations and conscience as sources of ethical guidance, accountability and ethical governance, strengthening of ethical and moral values in governance. I told you governance part, when you study GS2 governance, link it with GS4 governance, this part. Ethical issues in when you study international relation. When you study international relation, there is a topic here regarding international relation and international funding. What is that? Ethical dimension. Ethical dimension. So when you study GS2 international relation, study that in each international issues, what are the ethical dimension or ethical issues involved in that particular topic. So that is there. So prepare accordingly. Then corporate governance. It is explicitly mentioned in the syllabus. Probity in this part of the syllabus, probity in governance is almost there. Nearly half of the syllabus is there in GS2 under governance. What is probity in governance? Concept of public service, philosophical basis of governance and probity, information sharing and transparency in government, right to information, codes of ethics, code of conduct, citizen charter, it is there in GS2, work culture, quality of service delivery, utilization of public funds, corruption, challenges of corruption. From these sections, and this section A, see, ethics has two sections like in essay. Section A, which has 10 mark question will be asked from this part of the syllabus, and section B, which comes under case studies. Okay, case studies on above issues, on to test your above issues or about things. Case studies will be asked. So there are 6 questions, 20 marks. You have to write in 250 words. Question number 7 to 12. Question number 7 to 12 of ethics paper are from case studies. This is a normal trend. So look into your this previous questions of GS4. See that whether this was 120 marks from case studies. You can score well. You can, on an average, if you practice it, you can 12 marks each you can score. So 12 into 6, around 72 marks you can score from case studies alone. Very, very, very important. Practice it from now onwards. Try to solve it, and any similar type of issues is happening, prepare those topics for your coming mains exam. Okay, now I will show you in 2025 how a particular, those who have not seen any case study question. This question was asked in the year 2025 mains. In 2025 mains, the first case study, question number 7. The first case study, question number 7. See how questions are asked in relation to case studies. It was asked in the year 2025, question number 7, first case study. It is regarding an individual Vijay, who was a deputy commissioner of remote district of hilly northern state of the country for the last 2 years. In the month of August, heavy rains lashed the complete state, followed by cloudburst in the upper reaches of the said district. The damage was very heavy in the state, especially in the affected district. The road network and telecommunication were disrupted, and the buildings were damaged extensively. Houses were destroyed, and they are forced to stay in open. More than 200 people have been killed, and around 5,000 were badly injured. civil administration under the deputy commissioners. So try to understand, in northern regions of the country, this the district collector is similar. See, they are been also called as deputy commissioner. Okay, so their role, district collector role and deputy commissioner, they are the same individual, but the role is different. Okay, so be very clear. So here we are from in southern region, we don't use this term. Okay, but here it is an IAS officer is will be heading this post. Okay, now. So under this situation, the civil administration under the under the deputy commissioner is have got activated and started conducting rescue and relief operations. So Vijay is heading the rescue and relief operation of that particular district, because he is heading that district. Temporary shelter camps and hospitals were established to provide shelter and medical facilities to the homeless and injured people. Helicopter services were pressed in for evacuating sick and people from remote areas. Vijay got a message from his hometown in Kerala. So he is from Kerala, that his mother was seriously sick. After 2 days, he got a message, unfortunate message, that his mother has expired. See, he is now in an ethical dilemma. Okay, one, his professional life, has the head of the district, he have to take care of the rescue and relief operation. Okay, and at the personal side, his beloved mother have died. Okay, so Vijay has no close relative except one elder sister who was US citizen and staying there for the last several. So her elder sister is not there; she is in US. In the meantime, the situation in the affected district deteriorated. So after the news, what happened in the district? It has deteriorated further due to resumption of heavy rains after a gap of 5 days. At the same time, continuous messages were coming on his mobile from his hometown to reach at the earliest for performing the last rite of his mother. Okay, personal versus public life, personal life versus public life. Two important tasks in personal as well as public life. What will you do in this context? So here Vijay is you. Now what are the questions being asked? What are the options available with Vijay? You have to mention what are the different options available. What are the ethical dilemma being faced by Vijay? Then question number C, A, B, then C. Critically evaluate and examine each of these options identified by Vijay. And finally, which of the options do you think would be most appropriate for Vijay to adopt and why? You have to write in 250 words. Similar type of questions are being asked regularly. So with the same pattern of questions. A real life situation will be given to you and they will ask you what to do. So here, it is testing Vijay, not Vijay, it is you as the person. It is testing your integrity, your professional life, your problem solving approach, your compassion, your commitment. Everything will be tested through these 6. There will be 6 case studies with different topics. They will give you 6 real life situation, ask you what you will do or what that person will do. They will ask you to suggest. Okay, so this, to answer these type of questions, you require continuous, consistent answer writing practice. Okay, so without that, if you do it and if you solve, I told you, all the previous year questions, this case studies, definitely you can score well. Similarly, if you have seen the section A question also, you can do well. Okay, so so ethics, if you invest time, will give you a good return in the form of good marks. And finally, the essay paper. Now, after completing the syllabus of, once you cover the syllabus of GS 1, 2, 3 and 4, you have sufficient knowledge to write essay on any particular topic. But essay have its own requirement. To write an essay, it has its own requirement. What are the requirement? What type of question is being asked? How many questions are there? So I told you, essay will be having 2 sections, section A and section B. Each section carry 125 marks. So 125, 250 marks. 3 hours. So from the 4 topics, you have to choose one essay. From the 4 topics, you have to choose one essay. Okay. So here, in the case of essay, what the examiner will do? He will pay special attention to the candidate's grasp of his or her material. What you have, how much grasp you have on the content you have written, and its relevance to the subject chosen. If you have picked an essay, whether the content is relevant to the subject chosen, his or her ability to think constructively. What do you mean by constructive thinking? And to present her ideas concisely, logically, and effectively. So if you are writing an essay, if you have to be very careful, and then you have to write these essays in this word limit, 1000 to 1200 words. So this is the 2025 essay question, UPSC question 2025. These are the essay topics you have, which have been asked. Okay, questions are like this: truth knows no color. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Thought finds a world and creates one also. Best lessons are learned through bitter experiences. While practicing essay, again, start practicing essay through previous year questions. Okay, so there is a way to see. There is first method is that you have to be very careful when a topic is been. You have to choose one from the 4 topic. How to choose a particular topic? Based on your knowledge, based on your comfort in writing those particular essays is very essential. Okay, and you have to write one essay within 1.5 hours. Same the next essay in another 1.5 hours. So normally the what happened with the students who have not done essay writing practices, that they will take around 2 hours or 1 hour 45 minutes to write the first essay, and 1 hour 10 or 15 minutes or 1 hour to write those who have not practiced essay properly. Okay, so but by consistently seeing the questions, previous year questions, and enriching the content and writing essay on a regular basis, you can complete the essay on time with good quality content and as per the demands set by the UPSC. Again, essay is highly scoring. You can score more than 140 in your essay. For that, I will suggest you to write one essay every week. This should be a normal routine. You should write one essay in a week. Start with the previous year questions. Enrich your content. Initially, don't look how much time you take to write an essay, but try to write an essay within the word limit given, 1000 to 1200 words. Keep on doing this process until your means. Even during prelims time also, you can do this exercise. Don't stop this exercise except in the last 45 days of your prelims. You keep on doing it, get it evaluated properly, identify your weaknesses, and keep on enriching. You need to write the essay in a constructive manner, in a logical manner, in a concise manner, in an effective manner. Okay, so if you again invest time in essay, it will give you a better return. So getting 140 marks in paper in GS 1, 2, 3 is very difficult, but in essay paper and ethics paper it is possible, and many toppers have done it. You can also do it. Do this exercise regularly, you will be able to do that. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Okay, now coming to the optional paper. So we have discussed paper 1 essay, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5, that is GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. Now comes the optional paper, paper 6 and paper 7, optional paper 1 and optional paper 2. Now, how to study your optional? I have taken an example. I have taken the syllabus of public administration for you to show you how you have to study. Same thing you can do it for your own optional. Okay, so I am taken, see, paper 1, I have taken the paper 1 syllabus. The paper 1 of public administration is administrative theory. I've taken module 5 because module 5 is related with accountability and control. This is similar to the topic we have discussed in GS2 and GS4. What this syllabus says in paper 1 of module 5 of accountability and control, concepts of accountability and control, then legislative, executive and judicial control is there, citizen administration. Now I'm showing you civil society, citizen charter, right to information, social audit, everything is there, interest group, voluntary organization is there. Now I took this. When you try to study any particular topic from your optional, you are from different background, you have different optional, but there is a common method you have to follow if you want to get 280 marks. So this is where in your optional you need to get around 280 marks. To get 280 marks in your optional, what you need to do is look into your paper 1 and paper 2 syllabus. Are you familiar with this particular topic? Do you know each and every topic? Now after seeing the syllabus, look into the previous year question, especially the recent. Take the 2025 question paper. If you think that you have completed your optional, just take the 2025 question paper and see the paper 1 and paper 2 of your optional paper and see that how much you can answer. Can you complete the paper? Do your content, the study material you are having is sufficient to answer those questions? If it is so, then no problem. But I am telling you, in relation to your optional, majority of the student don't have proper content. They have not seen the previous year questions properly. So the one way to score, to get 280 marks in your optional is first look into the syllabus and know the each and every topic thoroughly. And here in the case of optional, this year is very, very important. The year 2008. In the year 2008, the optional syllabus has been changed. Okay, nearly 30% new topics were added in the year 2008. This was the year when I was preparing. I remember the year very clearly. Okay, so 30% of the new syllabus, new topics were added in the year 2008. So if but in the case of literature, they have not changed the syllabus. All other subjects other than literature, the syllabus got changed in 2008. Why I'm mentioning is that you need to look into the previous year questions from the year 2008 till 2025. How you need to look into? Pick the topic. Okay, pick the topic and see now for common optionals, most common optionals, okay, like geography, public administration, psychology, sociology, philosophy, anthropology, etc. There are many common, political science, etc. There are it is available in the market. Previous year questions, previous year mains questions, subject wise, topic wise, sorted. Okay, so if you need to buy those books. So this one example of you know the role of media. In the case of public administration, role of media is there in the paper 1 of public administration syllabus under module 5 accountability and control. Okay, see the question asked. See, in the year 2025 media related question have been asked. In the year media related 24 question have been asked. In the year 2019 have been asked. In the year 2017 has been asked. In the year 2015, 12, 11, 8. Go through all the questions and ask yourself whether you can answer all these questions. Then you can say that, okay, this you have completed this particular topic, and try to write a few answers and also structure the structure answers for all these questions. Like this you have to study. In your optional, this is very, very important. Every topic you from your syllabus, pick up, find out all the previous year questions, at least from the year 2008 till 2025. In the case of literature, you can go back and bring it into one place and prepare notes. If your current material is not sufficient, if your current material can answer all these questions, then there is no problem. If it is not, enrich your content. Go for good standard textbook, go for standard material, enrich your content, and then write previous year questions and get it evaluated. Okay, and in the case of optional, okay, in GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, all the questions you have to attempt. In the case of optionals, okay, there are again section A and section B is there. In the case of optional, there is section A and section B is there. So question number 1, 2, 3 and 4 comes under section A. Question number 5, 6, 7 and 8 comes under section B. Now question number 1 and 5, for all the optional, question number 1 and 5 are compulsory. Means there will be 8 questions. Each question carry 50 marks. Please look into your syllabus. Please look into your previous year questions, especially the recent one. Okay, question number 1 and 5 are compulsory. You cannot skip that. Normally in every optional, there will be 5 10 mark question will be there. 5 10 mark question will be there in 1 and 5. Okay, so but in some subjects there are some changes is there. For example, in the case of geography optional, in the paper 2, there are 20 marks in compulsory question. 20 marks are from map of India. Okay, questions are like that. So like that in history also there are some slight changes, but otherwise this is the pattern. Any 15 mark question will be there in question number 1 and 5, in question number 1 and 5, and 50 marks here, 50 marks here. Now from the question 2, 3, 4 from section A and 6, 7, 8 from section B, you have to write minimum 1. You have to write minimum 1. So 1 from here, 1 from here, and the 5th question you can choose from any section A or section B. This is how. So in 2, 3, 4 and 6, 7, 8 you have an option to pick which question to write. But question number 1 and 5 are compulsory. You cannot skip it. You have to attempt it. So when you study a particular topic, see that whether this particular topic is coming consistently in your compulsory question. So in the case of media, in the year 25 and 24, it came under the compulsory part 1C. 1C means question number 1, C is A, B, C, D, E. It's a compulsory question. 1E, the 5th question. So in 2025, the third question of question number 1, and the 5th question of question number 1 is about media. So you cannot skip it. You have to answer it. So just keep this in mind. Okay, just keep this in mind that look into the previous year question. Look into whether this question is coming under the compulsory part of the question or other part of the question like 2, 3, 4 or 6, 7, 8, and how many marks are there. And based on that you prepare, and based on that you keep on answer writing. Okay, so optional play a very important role in deciding your final rank, in deciding what rank you will get. Okay, so continuously invest time in your optional paper. And what I will suggest you is that, okay, before you write prelims, you need to ensure that your optional paper are completed on time. You not only just covering the syllabus, you should have gone through all the previous questions like this. Don't read any material on your optional or in GS without seeing the syllabus and without seeing the previous year questions from that particular topic. So if you do that, what is the advantage of seeing the questions and then reading the material? First, you will have that curiosity to know the answer for that particular question. Second, where you will be able to judge whether the current material you are having is sufficient or not. So prepare your optional accordingly, and then if you are writing it consistently and after prelims, you need to join a test series. And so mentorship and test series is very important in your optional. Okay, that's a very, very, very important thing. Okay, so now this is just a goal set for you. You have to set your own goal. This is generally, this marks can be attained by every student if they prepare as per the suggestion given. look into the syllabus, look into the previous year question, look into your study material. If it is not sufficient, update it, upgrade it, connect it with the current affair, keep on answer writing. Then you can score 140 marks in essay, you can score around 110 to 120 marks in GS1, you can score nearly 120 marks in GS2, you can score around 110 marks in GS3, you can score around 140 marks in ethics if you prepare accordingly, you can score around 280 marks in your optional. So if you score like this, you will get a marks of 900. If you are getting 900 marks in your mains, what does it mean? You are the topper. Because I have shown you in the beginning of this session that how much the topper in 2025, the topper scored only in written mains the highest marks in it's 863. But in 23 and 22 it is near to 900. It's a topper mark, highest mark. Okay, so you have to prepare to become a topper. You can do it. The preparation is the key. How you prepare, see, it's very important. So you need to follow a proper plan. You need to ensure the time you are having is properly utilized effectively, not on collecting material, but finding whether the material you're having is sufficient and get it updated or upgraded and keep on answer writing. So having the quality study material, reading it, answering it, getting it evaluated and writing it on time, that is key for getting this marks in your mains. So once you get around 850, so even if you are not getting 900, if you aim for 900, even if you get 850 marks, no problem, you are safe. You will be there in the top 100. Okay, this is how you have to prepare. This is how you have to prepare. And if you perform decently, see, I always suggest to get nearly 200 marks in your personality test out of 275. But even if you are getting 850, even if you are getting an average mark of instead of 200, 150 also, you are there. Total will become 1000. If it is 1000, you are there in the top 100. But if you can get very good mark in interview also, you will be in the top 50 or top 25 or in top 10, or you can even become the All India rank 1. Prepare to be the topper. Prepare like a topper. Then you can easily crack this exam. Don't consider the UPSC Civil Service exam as a burden, as a difficult, one of the difficult. No, it has a pattern. Decode that pattern means understand the syllabus of each your compulsory paper, that is GS paper and your optional paper. See the previous year question, do answer writing, check your study material. Okay, don't think that what all you have is sufficient. Only you can say it is sufficient when you can answer all the previous year question and also any future question which can come on the similar lines. If you can update it, then you can say that okay, this is sufficient. Okay, so be very thorough with your preparation. Okay, so what all things in summary, what is the most important thing to be a topper or to get 850 or 900 marks? Be thorough with the syllabus. Be thorough with the previous year question. I told you how to study a particular material. Pick that topic. Look into all the previous year question. Read your study material and then answer it. If your study material is not having sufficient content, update it. Then make sure you complete the syllabus before your prelims examination. So main syllabus including your optional, try to complete it before your preliminary exam. That is very, very important. Okay. Then continuously do answer writing and get it properly, get the proper feedback. When you write a question, try to decode the question, understand the demand of the question. Okay, now when students write answers, mostly in the initial stage, mostly students don't answer the question. They only answer what they know. If you write what you have studied, then you will not get marks. If you want to get good marks in mains, you should answer to the question. Okay, answer only to the demand of the question through proper introduction and through a proper conclusion and answering to the demand of the question, you can get good marks. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, so good introduction and good conclusion. Decoding the question means understand what question have been asked, what the question demands, from your side. Okay, now whenever you study a topic, whenever you study a particular current affair material or a particular topic, ask yourself whether I can use this content into my essay. Can I use it in GS1 paper? Can I use it in GS2 paper? Can I use it in GS3 paper or in ethics paper? Or can I use this content for my optional? To do so, you should be aware of the syllabus. You should know what your syllabus is all about. Then only you can connect it. So that is very, 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 very important. Okay. Okay. So having thorough with core concepts, have a good study material, refer any standard monthly magazine to update your current affairs, to connect to your syllabus as well as to your optional, and read newspaper regularly. This is very, very important, especially editorial and important news. Don't read the entire newspaper. Okay, read 2 newspaper editorials to get different perspective, to enrich your essay, to enrich your ethics paper, to, if it is other than literature, you can enrich your optional paper, you can enrich your GS 1, 2, 3 paper. Okay, so all these things, newspaper reading is a must. And I will suggest you that to know where you stand in your preparation, you need to write answers regularly, get that answers properly evaluated. For that, you require a good mentor who knows your strength and who can find your talent and enrich yourself in such a way that you will get these marks. Okay, so as part of this mentorship program, okay, we are providing subject wise, paper wise, as well as optional. In public administration, we are providing mentorship to get these scores through test series, through answer writing, regular answer writing. Okay, so through regular answer writing in each paper on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, through both prelims and mains test series, we can attain this particular goal of, in prelims, in paper 1, I will suggest you to get 120 plus marks, in CSAT 100 plus marks, and in mains 850 plus marks. This is your goal. This is how you're going to qualify prelims and mains. So for that, you require a good mentor throughout your UPSC journey. Okay, so those who are interested, okay, this is my WhatsApp number. You can contact, don't call me, you can message me based on your strength and weaknesses, based on where you stand in each paper. We are providing to help you. We'll help you definitely. Okay, and those students who have not watched my prelims strategy video, how to qualify prelims, there is a 2-part video is there. Please watch it. You can qualify prelims if you are preparing systematically and intelligently in the next 6 months. So those videos link are being provided in the description. Please watch those videos, those who have not watched it. Okay, so as part of getting this goal of in prelims 2026 and mains 2026, we have started a new Telegram channel for prelims and mains. Join these channels. The link is also given below in the description, where we will share you the question paper, syllabus, and sorted wise subjects, etc. over a period of time. Okay, so anyway, in this mains channel, I will share all the ethics questions as well as essay questions today itself, and over a period of time, subject wise, year wise questions from IR, from social justice will be shared. You can see the syllabus, you can see the questions, and you can prepare accordingly. So what is required? What is required is smart and intelligent preparation. You know how many days are left for your prelims, how many days are left for your mains. Utilize your time in an effective manner. Don't waste your time. Focus on it. Set your target. Your target should be on getting these marks. Don't think whether I will qualify prelims or mains. Don't think that. Just ask yourself where I stand currently in relation to prelims, how much score I can get in prelims, how I need to increase my score from this to 120 or 110, etc. in prelims, and 800 or 850 or 900 in your mains. Work accordingly. Definitely, for sincere, hardworking student, your sincere hard work, we will transform it into smart and intelligent work and definitely with our help we can ensure that you will qualify in the coming years. Thank you.